is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Southwest.
The Powerade shower. It's become a tradition for the Texas Rangers, signifying victory. Rangers faithful, they've witnessed 7 consecutive ceremonial dousings, the longest win streak in the majors. Tonight, they put their Powerade streak on the line. It's game 2 of our interleague series with the Phillies, and it's next. This is Texas Rangers baseball presented by AT&T on a warm Wednesday night here at Arlington at Globe Life Park. Temperatures rising, and this offense has been heating up for the Rangers. They hope to keep it going tonight. Winners of 7 straight. They are now in the middle game of this 3-game series. Interleague play, Philadelphia Phillies in town for the only time this year. Welcome in, everybody. Great to be with you. I'm Dave Raymond with CJ Nitkowski. Yeah, the Rangers, they're streaking 7 straight wins. They hope to keep that going tonight. The oddity may be the fact that as this win streak has occurred, we have seen for the first time perhaps a couple of hitters streaking for the first time.
Yeah, and very nice to see Jonathan Lucroy being one of those hitters. We know he's always done a great job behind the plate, but he is swinging a very hot bat as of late. And here's what's really sticking out when I look at Jonathan Lucroy, his ability to drive the ball up the middle and the other way. He has done that a lot during this 5-game hitting streak. 70% of his hits over the course of the season have been middle or the other way, so he has been very hot, and so has Nomar Mazara. You remember Nomar started off the season really strong, slowed down there a little bit, but all of a sudden it has picked back up, and I think the adjustment that he had made, he is seeing way less fastballs than what he saw earlier in the season, but when he gets a fastball, he doesn't miss it, slugging up over 600 against fastballs this season.
All right, so maybe their biggest test tonight will be, can they actually score runs for Andrew Cashner? That has been a big problem for Cashner, who has the start tonight.
Well, the good news for Andrew Cashner is that he has been very good against the Philadelphia Phillies over the course of his career, and so you feel pretty good about the fact that he will come out and deliver another strong outing. You see what he's done in his 6 starts, 12 games against the Phillies over the course of his career. He's been very hot. His last 3 starts, he's gone at least 6 innings in each of those starts and just a 188 batting average against. He's going to go up against Zach Eflin tonight, one of the many strong young arms here with the Philadelphia Phillies, and of all the names that they have here, and they have a bunch, people around the Phillies saying that this kid may be one of the most competitive. He will throw a lot of fastballs, and he fills up the strike zone. Barely 1 walk per 9 innings for Eflin.
Well, some of the biggest hits on this 7-game streak have come from Mike Napoli, a name just now coming up in our conversations. We'll put him in the spotlight when we come back. By AT&T Internet. Visit AT&T.com/keepcalm to learn more. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. All right, just about set to go tonight. Middle game in his 3-game series with the Phillies. We promised you a little more Mike Napoli when we came back. Time for our Shiner Light Blonde Spotlight. He's been hot.
He has been swinging a really good bat. You see there over the last 5 games, the batting average is up. The power is what matters, and that OPS is what really matters when we look at Mike Napoli. You never look at him as an average guy. You're worried about, is he slugging? Is he getting on base? Is he driving runs in? He has been doing all of that. The timing has been really good. You can see it in his swing, foot getting down on time, and he's not missing pitches over the zone when he gets the opportunity. Remember that big walk-off home run, of course, and that was kind of one of those moments where it felt like, Mike's starting to get locked in, and he has proven it over these last 5.
He's always a really fun topic, of course. For more on Mike Napoli, we send it down to Emily Jones.
Yeah, I talked to Nap about what's been the difference, what clicked for him to get out of that slump to start the season. He said it's really hard to pinpoint because I'm a feel guy. It's not really necessarily about mechanics or watching video. It's about how I feel in the cage. And when you make those adjustments, being able to take them to the field. And he said the frustrating thing when you're a feel guy is you can make those adjustments and feel good in the cage, but the game speed is so much faster that the transition to making those adjustments takes longer on the game field. And so he said it just took him a little while to get into that good feel zone, which is where he's at now, guys.
He certainly is. Things going real well right now for Napoli and for this Rangers team. They've won 7 straight and hope to make it 2 in a row against these Philadelphia Phillies. We take a look at the Phillies lineup. 14 and 22. A couple of switch hitters at either end of the lineup and a lot of lefties. Cesar Hernandez, then Odubel Herrera, former Rule 5 draftee from the Rangers. Aaron Altair, he's had the big first quarter of the season for the Phillies. Joseph Saunders and Franco in the middle. Daniel Nava getting the start at DH tonight. He'll be batting 7th, and Rupp and Galvis at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, let's take a look at the arsenal here for Andrew Cashner. We know he's going to use that 2-seam fastball a lot, and it's not even usage, but it's how often he loves pounding it in on right-handers. Now he's going to have to contend with 5 total lefties, 2 true lefties, and then 3 other switch hitters. The changeup, slider, and the 4-seam fastball will kind of be those next set of pitches, but it is going to be all about the 2-seam fastball, as it has been for Andrew Cashner. And how about the Rangers defense, which is delivered to you by Chicken Express. Delano Shields in left. Hoying getting his 2nd straight start in center field. Nomar Mazara is going to be in right field. Gallo, Andrews, Odor, Napoli, and Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate tonight with Andrew Cashner. Did anybody else see that but me?
What's that?
During Emily's report, George W. Bush just slides in the back and looks right in the camera.
Yeah.
Did anybody catch that? Was I the only one that saw that?
It must have been.
Not every day. He was smiling. He said something when he was walking by Emily. It's pretty cool. Not every day.
Well, we're underway now, and ball 1 delivered to Cesar Hernandez. So was he photobombing her?
A little bit.
Oh.
I think a little bit.
That's awesome. Hernandez bounces one towards second and just underneath Odor's glove. So that's a base hit for the speedy Cesar Hernandez. Phillies have the lead man on.
Comes out swinging, and there is one of those 2-seam fastballs, and a pretty decent one from Andrew Cashner. And what's going to happen there? It's going to result in a ground ball very often, and it becomes whether or not you get a little lucky, and he's hitting those ground balls at infielders, or in the case of that one, just out of the reach of Rougned Odor.
So the lead man on, and with very good speed. Odubel Herrera steps in, batting 2nd tonight. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. It's the Phillies team that they can create some headaches for you when they get on the bases. They do have some quickness. And you can bet that Castro will be keeping a close eye on Hernandez. You see the numbers for the leadoff man. He has done a really good job when deciding to run. Last year created some havoc with infield hits, bunt singles. He's got that kind of game-changing speed, as this one served foul and out of play. Hernandez, though, as we take another look at him over there at first, last year 17 stolen bases for the Phillies. He was caught 13 times, so maybe not quite as disciplined as the Phillies would have hoped. Now, his rookie year, the year before, when he played 127 games, he stole 19 and was caught 5 times. So a much better outcome 2 years ago, and there's a swinging strike on Herrera.
Look, I knew Herrera had some unusual splits, but I had to double check. I almost didn't believe what I was seeing. A .343 batting average against left-handed pitching. .226 against righties. That does not make a lot of sense at all when you look at Herrera. Now, it could be because my guess would be, right, cheating a little bit. We don't get to see him enough and watch enough of his at-bats, but does he open up a little bit, right, start to get a little bit dead pulled? Does he become real susceptible to those pitches that are down and away? But what an unusual combination. Now, it's only been 35 at-bats against lefties. But the fact that he has crushed them this year as a left-handed hitter seems a little bit odd.
Bluffed that time from Hernandez, and it's a full count on Odubel Herrera. So leadoff single. And now you figure Hernandez will be running. Not a guarantee, but a likelihood anyway.
Well, you know there's a high percentage of a fastball, right? That's the one thing because of the count, but also because of the pitcher. So yeah, this would not be a bad time to go, knowing that Cashner does not strike a lot of guys out.
And he took off, but Herrera spoiled the pitch and will reset.
I mean, that's always a big part of it as well. When you have a big swing and miss guy, and maybe you have a hard thrower, that's one thing where you may be a little bit careful about stealing on a 3-2 count. But Andrew Cashner is a contact pitcher. You know, that fastball velocity can get up there at times, 95, 96 miles an hour on the high end, but he'll sit around 93, 94. But chances are with Herrera, he's going to put that ball in play.
Hernandez got a better jump this time. A swinging strikeout. The throw to second. In time. Double play. A strike him out, throw him out. And Lucroy guns down another.
Just like I said, right? He's probably going to put the ball in play. We'll take a look at the replay and see whether or not they want to challenge this thing. But this is a nice pitch, first of all, from Cashner. Let's see the jump here from Hernandez. He peeked back in, and boy, it sure did look like he got that left hand in there. Let's take a look at it again. This is going to be a nice shot. Let's see where the tag is. There's the left hand. Ooh, that is close. Is he touching his shoulder? I don't think he is.
Looks like the outside of the glove, right? The pinky part of the glove eventually is what hit the arm.
Ooh,
but
it
might have been late.
That is really close there, and we'll see. Yes, they are going to go ahead and challenge this. This should be a pretty good view.
Really difficult one to tell, at least so far. Now,
this would be a nice way to get this burned here early for the Phillies. I mean, the hand, oh man, that looks really close. Like those middle fingers look like they're kind of getting to the side of the bag. The problem is from that angle, you cannot tell exactly when the glove touches Hernandez. So that may be the one thing potentially that could work in the Rangers' favor. That was a really nice two-seam fastball, though, from Andrew Cashner. You saw the movement on it, the downward action. And you could see maybe why Herrera has struggled so bad against righties, pulling off that pitch even in a 3-2 count, knowing he's probably getting a fastball away.
So Pete McCannon and the Phillies challenging this one, and one way or the other, this ends up being a pretty big call. Double play, base is empty, or one out, and good speed at second base for the Phillies.
I do think the longer they look at this, the more that plays in the favor of the Rangers, right? Because based on all the looks that we saw, it's one where you jump out and say, yeah, absolutely. Strong maybe on one of those angles, but I didn't see one that was so definitive. And they don't, obviously they see some different angles that we see as well. We don't get to see every angle that goes back to New York, but based on the angles that we had, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling good about this for the Rangers.
Yeah, just enough question, it seems, in this one that it may be difficult for them to definitively say, oh, he was safe and we'll overturn it. Dick Bannister's been on a real run lately with his challenges. Pete McCannon was quiet yesterday despite a couple of plays that looked like they might be worth challenging. He chose to keep his challenge all night last night.
Yeah, very surprising. I thought there was a couple of opportunities, and I mean, so much so they had to. This is taking a while. They had to reset the Curb Your Enthusiasm music that they play here at the stadium. It played all the way through. I wonder if they have that set at like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're safe. We'll be able to get through it. We have to talk to Chuck about that and find out. But yeah, now this is taking exceptionally long because I think you sit there and you see some things that make you think, yeah, he might have got his hand in there, but maybe not enough definitive evidence.
I go back to what you pointed out earlier. The longer they take, the more you feel like the ambiguity favors the Rangers. This is a team you figure would run the bases well. They've got some great ones on this staff. Juan Samuel, their third base coach, of course, was one of the great base stealers in his era. Here we go. Yeah, that's a call stands clearly. So a 2-6 caught stealing.
One last view here that we didn't see. You look at Dan, but yeah, it's so hard to tell the way that all of those angles worked out. There was times where you felt like, yeah, maybe the hand got in there, right? This one you look and say, it looks like the fingers might have gotten in there, but you can't see the tag. You can't tell. So like you said, we know it's got to be clear and concise, and that was not the case there. Oh. Nice job by Jonathan Lucroy. Tell you what, I didn't see that swing and miss coming either at all. I thought for sure there'd be contact. Clear and convincing. Right? Is that the phrase they use?
Clear and convincing evidence. Yep.
Not concise. That doesn't make any sense.
That one dumped in for a strike at the count. 0-2 to Aaron Altair.
Good luck getting that song out of your head too. The rest of the night. Yep. I mean, it played for like 3.5 minutes.
Cashner can't get Altair to chase that one. The other thing worth pointing out there for Cashner, that strikeout. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of those this year.
No.
33 1/3 innings coming in. He had struck out just 17. That's the other reason you assume that ball was going to end up in play. That really worked out well for Cashner and the Rangers. Now, could he finish off Altair? This one a soft liner over second base, rather, and into center field. So Altair is aboard.
Cashner was trying to go backdoor with his two-seam fastball. Backdoor meaning it starts a ball and maybe catches the outside corner. But look how far this ball ended up running and finishing actually inside. And that's a nice job by Altair. When you have 2 strikes on you, not trying to take the big swing. We know he's done a really nice job and has been on fire lately. You know that ball had some good run. Does a good job of getting the barrel to it. Nice little 2-out base hit.
Tommy Joseph now, and Joseph yesterday was the DH. Finished 1 for 4. Today playing first base. And it's 1-1. Joseph, a guy who was groomed to be a catcher, and in fact was acquired by the Phillies from San Francisco in the deal that sent Hunter Pence to the Giants. But in 2015, in May, he got another concussion. It was like the 5th of his career. He's no longer doing any catching, and he bounces out to third to end the first inning. So a couple of hits, but Cashner gets it done, and now the Rangers come to bat.
First, no score between the Phillies and Texas, and Shin-Soo Choo leading things off once again for the Rangers after missing the last 2 games with back stiffness. Asked Choo about being in the lineup today. He said, look, everyone at this point in the season is dealing with something. I'm dealing with the back. I got a couple of days rest. I feel about 75% I want to be in the lineup for this team, so he's going to give it a go here tonight. Jeff Bannister said if it gets to a point in the game where he can get Choo off his feet and into the dugout just a little bit quicker, he might do that, but he'll just wait to see how the game plays out here tonight, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Emily. So wanted to get Choo in there. Choo fundamentally has had the last 3 days off because he was not in the lineup on Sunday, or at least was scratched from it. Monday was an off day, did not play yesterday. So a little bit of rest, feeling better, and good to see him in there. Takes a strike and it's 1-1.
Yeah, especially right with everything that's going on right now with the Rangers. Carlos Gomez, obviously Adrian Beltre hasn't been back yet. Cole Hamels out for another 7 or so weeks, and the idea of losing another big name or not being able to have a guy who could be so impactful in the lineup. Listen, you get over this kind of stuff, but it doesn't mean it's not discouraging. It still can be a little bit discouraging as you see a couple of guys, 2 of the 3 right there. Carlos Gomez on the left and Adrian Beltre on the right out of the lineup.
This one threw into right field. Choo with a base hit to start the first inning. Let's take a look at the Southwest starting lineup for the Rangers. Now at 500 on the year, 20 wins, 20 losses. Choo followed by Elvis Andrus and Nomar Mazara. Pretty consistent. Jonathan Lucroy in the cleanup spot today, but doing the catching. Rougned Odor, Mike Napoli at first. Joey Gallo moves up to 7th and plays third base. Hoying in center field, and Delano DeShields rounds out the order in left. So Choo is on. And here's Andrus. Zach Eflin with the start. Andrus an 0 for 4 yesterday.
Let's take a look at the pitch arsenal here for Zach Eflin. You see 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball. The combination of those two, 72% of the time, he is throwing a fastball. That is 6th highest among all starters in the game right now. The slider and the curveball, the go-tos when it comes to the off-speed pitches, but it'll be a lot of fastballs.
This one got in on Andrus, but he'll serve it into left field, a base hit. So Choo stops at second, back-to-back singles.
And how about a look at the Philadelphia Phillies defense tonight? Already getting a little work after a couple of balls are put in play. Altair, Herrera, Saunders in that outfield. This is an interesting defense. So they've kind of been plus and minus at certain positions. But overall, they use this one stat called defensive run saved. I'm kind of iffy on it. It's a defensive metric and try to measure where a team is as far as are they losing you runs, are they gaining you runs, whatever it may be. Well, they're sitting at a 0. So they're actually right in the middle when you look at those kind of advanced metrics when it comes to defense, or at least one of them. So the Philadelphia Phillies, say a league average defense right now.
Well, 2 men aboard now for Mazara, who takes one in.
Remember what we saw last night, right? The first at bat, a slider that was supposed to be down and away from a righty to Nomar Mazara, missed up and in, he hit the home run, but then we saw them pound the fastball after that, up and in, and Eflin just did the same exact thing, and we're going to see it again. This is the game plan, up and in against Nomar.
It was weird. Set up in, and it went up and out.
As a guy who can sympathize with missing spots with regularity, I get it. It's always nice when a guy misses it, but that's going to happen too. Now, it's a good live fastball. Pretty decent velocity you'll see at times here from Eflin, touching 94, 95. It's got some life. He'll get away with some of those mistakes, not all.
This one way tight. 2-1 to Nomar, and Eflin, he has hit some guys this year. 4 hit batters, among the most in the National League. Does not issue any walks. But you can expect that if he's coming in, it's for effect. He misses here. 3 balls and a strike.
Now the first 3 where he tried to go up and in, he didn't hit his spot once, right? We saw We saw the one that ran way off. We saw one that was up in it. So if you're Nomar Mazara, you know the game plan. It is obvious. They have played their hand from the right-handed pitchers. They're going to try to pound him up and in. The thing becomes, can they do that 3 times? For me, the answer is no. And so you may give them 1 or 2 of those and just look for something out over the plate.
Chase ball 4, and it's a full count. Well, Jonathan Lucroy will be next. Lucroy, a couple more hits yesterday. Mazara, a 2-for-4 day with a home run. So Rangers offense has been heating it up. 5 runs on 8 hits yesterday. It's not huge, but they're putting them together at the right time. And that's ball 4. I said he doesn't walk anybody. He'd issued just 1 walk in his last 31 innings. And he just walked Mazara to load him up.
And not only that, but maybe that was his best pitch of the at-bat. I think the ones he saw, the ones that Nomar chased that he missed earlier. He put this thing right on the corner, but sometimes you miss early and you may not get this call, but you see the run. I mean, maybe a little bit down. That was a pretty good looking pitch. And you look at the other one, so you know that's a great take by Nomar and a great eye, because even if you swing at that pitch, that could be a double play because it's so well located. Cameron Rupp did his best to make that look like a strike, but called an excellent take by Nomar.
Now a bases loaded situation, nobody out, and Jonathan Lucroy stepping in. Great setup in this first inning for the Rangers. And Eflin gets strike 1 in there. Now Lucroy, we talked about it in the open, a 5-game hitting streak, 10 hits and 19 at bats on the streak. And his average now at that season high, you see that right there, 272. Holds off, and it's 1-1.
The bases loaded have been kind to Jonathan Lucroy over the course of his career. He does have 3 grand slams, but he's a .338 hitter with the bases loaded and an OPS of .988, so nearly 1,000. He has slugged and done a really nice job in the opportunities that he has had with the bases loaded over his career.
It's this one up in the air, short center field. Herrera, plenty of time to get to it, makes the catch. Now Chu's going to tag, and he is in on the sac fly to very shallow center field. Rangers get the first run of the night, and Lucroy drives in his 8th.
Well, advanced scouting and scouting reports are so important, and a key to those is the outfield arms and understanding who has the strong ones, which ones do you have to keep an eye on. And this was borderline, but Shin-Soo Choo confident. You see Herrera getting behind this ball, makes a pretty good throw, but not a ton on it. Shin-Soo Choo knew exactly what he was dealing with. Tony Beasley knew exactly what he was dealing with down at third. And somewhat accurate, but not a lot behind that throw. And a good call by both Choo and Beasley.
Oh, not even close at the plate. So Andrews stays at second. Mazara at first. 1 out now. And Odor from the left side. Hits it hard but foul.
And a small reason to celebrate, I think, for Andrew Casher. Not sure what he wants to do with himself.
And there's your run, partner.
You got to run. I mean, listen, man, don't get greedy and ask for 2 now. You got your 1. It's 1.6 has been his average. And the way that run support average works, not for the entire game, but for the time that he is in the game. Different websites and different stat places calculate it a little bit differently. But the one that we're talking about is actually while he's in the game.
1 ball, 1 strike on Odor. So some early offense here. A couple of singles and a walk. Loaded him up. Lucroy with a sac fly brings 1 home.
Eflin is a pretty good ground ball pitcher, 48%, slightly above league average. I mentioned, of course, that he throws a lot of fastballs, but especially a lot of 2-seamers, which you would think would say, okay, well, that makes him a pretty good candidate for a guy who can induce ground ball double plays. He hasn't had 1 this year, 0, despite the fact that he throws that many 2-seamers and has a pretty good ground ball rate.
Well, it was 1-2. That one hit sharply, just foul. Well, that was very close, right over the first base bag, or right near it anyway.
And this was very close, and Rugi just a little bit out in front of this ball, and you can see it as it goes over the bag that it does it in foul territory. Right at that point, yes, it hit fair in front of the bag, but the judgment has to be where is it when it passes the bag in the air. That was a good call by Mark Rippinger at first base.
Shift on the infield. Playing Odor to pull. And he does pull it, but high in the air out toward right field. Sanders back toward the corner, and he's got room back there, will make the catch. Andrews tags second, goes to third on the deep fly ball by Odor, but they are now 2 away.
Batting 6, the first baseman, number 5, Mike Napoli.
Well, at this point, kind of have to tip your cap to Eflin. It was not a smooth beginning. They gave him back-to-back hits and then the rare walk to Mazzara. You figured he might be in a little bit of trouble, but the 23-year-old has gotten a couple of fly balls, allowed just the 1 run in so far, and is an out away from getting out of the inning without any further damage. That said, he's also facing one of the hotter men in this lineup. Napoli 3 for 3 last night. That was a home run.
Ben Davis there, one of the TV analysts with the Philadelphia Phillies, was talking about this kid and said, you know, get a couple of runners on base, and he didn't care. He's calm, doesn't get too worked up, and that's exactly what we saw here. And that's an unusual thing for a young player to be that comfortable when he's got his back against the wall. But you have a bases loaded situation with nobody out, and you have a starter who's only got, I think it's 16 career starts under his belt. You would think this might be a time where emotionally he might start to press a little bit and potentially fall apart and make some bad pitches. But so far, at least through the 2 at-bats since, he's done a really nice job. And that also will tell you why he has an incredibly low batting average against with runners in scoring position. 080. It's a pretty good number. And you think about it, he has had runners in scoring position for 2 at-bats here. One was a sac fly, so not an official at-bat, but so far the Rangers 0 for 1 now with those runners in scoring position.
Favorable count here for Napoli, however, when he takes his strike.
I think Knapp felt like that ball was away. It certainly did look like it was off the plate.
Tom Hallion, our home plate umpire. 2-1. And that's ball 3. So Eflin now in danger of loading him up again with a walk and having to deal with Joey Gallo, who would be next.
Well, this would be even more rare if you're to walk Mike Napoli. He has walked just 1 of the 59 right-handed hitters he's faced this year. I mean, the walks in general are rare for him, but especially against righties.
This ball ripped foul, and it's a full count. Hey, nice play down there. Fan brought the glove and made great use of it. Atta babe. All right.
Smiles all around. Maybe some thank yous. This would have hurt a little bit. That's why you bring the glove. Oh, I thought Dad caught it. Hey, look what I found. And that's why you bring your glove to the ballpark. You never know what will land in it. I thought Dad caught that ball. That's a great play.
A big full count pitch right here. Mazzara leaves first. The pitch is inside, and there's ball 4, the second walk of the inning. And they're loaded once again. I'll get McClure out of the dugout and make for a conversation with Eflin. Bases loaded for Joey Gallo. So boy, all the trends, all the scouting reports and information on Eflin, just throw it out the window. We're seeing a different guy tonight.
He walked 3 batters in his first start of the season back on April 18th. Since then, in his last 4, he has walked 1. And we're 4 starts, and he's already walked 2 here in the first inning. So a great opportunity right now for Joey Gallo.
Gallo, as it turns out, sees the fewest strikes of any hitter in all of baseball.
Yeah, it was a really interesting stat that you had pointed out, wondering where he kind of ranked. And opposing pitchers know Joey Gallo will chase a little bit, right? That's been part of what he's experienced early on in his career. Now he has made some adjustments, but what pitchers have done this year, kind of explain that stat, is how many times they've thrown the ball in the zone. Now, if you swing at a ball out of the zone, that doesn't count. How many balls have actually been in the strike zone? Joey Gallo is getting the lowest percentage of pitches in the strike zone at 35%. That's the lowest number in all of baseball.
1-1 the count. Lately, he's done a really improved job of not chasing. Now he still strikes out a lot, 57 strikeouts. That's most in the American League.
He's brought that chase rate a lot closer to league average. Now, in the process, some of that has also been taking a couple of more fastballs that we may have seen him swinging at, but I think the patient approach is paying off for Joey.
Shoots this one to the left side, foul, and the count 1-2.
This is now his career 8th plate appearance with the bases loaded. No grand slam just yet, but he is 3 for 6 with a bases loaded walk. Got one of those in his career.
Well, he's going to have to battle here, down to the count of 1-2. Boy, what a first inning for Eflin. He's already thrown 29 pitches. This is his 30th of the night to a dangerous Joey Gallo. And that strike 3 called. Tom Hallion with the demonstrative call behind the plate, inning over, and so the Rangers will have to settle for the run. They leave the bases loaded. And we go to the second. To this Wednesday night, as we go to the second inning, our Kubota power stats tonight. Gartsy's starting pitchers for the Rangers. Been a nice run lately. 7 straight wins, and look at that, 1.71 walks per 9 innings. So they have been as stingy as any team in baseball, the stingiest, in fact, over the last week and change.
We remember that was such a big emphasis in spring training because it was an issue a year ago. We saw a stretch where the bullpen has struggled with their walks getting a little bit too high, but starting rotation, I feel like quietly has really done an excellent job. You saw the walk right there during the streak, but just overall it's been a really good run.
Soft liner to center field by Saunders. The Phillies had the lead man on again, as they did in the second, or rather first. That was when Cesar Hernandez reached on a hit and then was ultimately caught stealing. Maikel Franco now .212 average. He is batting 6th tonight for the Phillies. Bronco 1 for 3 yesterday. Modest 3-game hitting streak going for him. 1-1 to count. It's a Phillies team, though, 14 wins, 22 losses. They are 10 games out in the National League East. A team very much in the throes of a rebuild. He's trying to tread water for the time being, develop some young players, and really prepare to get good, let's say, next year, 2019. That's when, you know, it could turn, and could turn quickly for this team, depending on how aggressive and successful they are in free agency this coming offseason.
Well, a couple of things have to happen. The development of young players at the big league level, which is what you're seeing.
Little roller, shortstop. Andrews with a quick exchange to second. The relay in time. The tag got Franco on the back. And that is a 6-4-3 double play.
A good turn here. As you see, Rougned Odor kind of talking to Elvis Andrus right now, maybe about that throw a little bit that was up the line. I don't know if you saw something that he wanted to show him, but Elvis with a pretty good feed. And for whatever the reason, Rougned, who, by the way, has been throwing great this season. I feel like he has been throwing really well at first base. He's been very accurate. He's shown off the arm. Almost like he took a little bit off that one, and you're kind of looking to see, was there a tag there?
There was.
You're confident, huh? With confidence.
Daniel Nava now the designated hitter.
I mean, I feel like I want to be that guy, but 2 nights in a row where I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know. The Rangers may have gotten away with one.
A little high. 2 balls, no strikes to Nava. Nava, slightly more veteran presence in this lineup. This will be his 12th start of the year. He's done a good job of getting on base for this team when he has played. Fouls that one off. It's 2-1. Boy, more good plays out in the stands.
Everybody gets a ball. If you got a glove, you get a ball tonight. Just be ready. Tonight's tonight.
And he just stood up his sister on a high five.
12 and under, get a ball night here at Globe Life. Let's take a peek at this and see what we got. Are you ready to get a little more time? Oh, man. This guy, the guy on the left. I mean, he's jazzed. Don't get me wrong, but probably should have caught that. He's super happy for a little kid. That's great. But you're not, when that's happening, you're not thinking about it at the time, right? You're not like, oh, well, I'll let a kid catch this ball. You just, your reactions take over. And, he's got his grandpa T-shirt on. I believe that's what I see there. And listen, so his little guy's like, here's how you catch a baseball. You got to put your glove there. You were a little bit short. He kind of alligator armed it a little bit, right? Grandpa didn't quite have the range as the youngster.
The payoff pitch. And this one lined into right field, base hit for Nava. So that's 4 hits tonight. Phillies have a man on for their catcher, Cameron Rupp.
Take a look at this pitch here from Andrew Cashner on the 2-seam fastball, trying to go front door in on Daniel Nava, and that ball always run back over the plate a little bit, and if you don't get it in there all the way, you give that lefty a chance to square it up, and that's what happened with Nava.
So now Rupp batting 8th today. Yesterday 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Phillies have been getting good production out of their catchers. It was a quiet one last night. The Phillies were held at just a run on 4 hits yesterday. Bouncer up the middle. Andrews will scoop it over to second base and force out Nava. That's the inning. So 2 more hits for the Phillies, but nothing doing. We played an inning and a half tonight. Rangers leading 1-0. It is time for our unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Jose Altuve, a couple of doubles, couple of triples in the same game today against the Marlins. Yeah, that's a rarity, I would gather, for most organizations. Chris Davis, did you see anything from that Orioles-Tigers game yesterday?
I watched a little bit of it. That was a rough one for the Tigers.
Several times.
You think about going to the 13th inning, your starter got knocked out in the third. So that was a long one for them. And then Francisco Rodriguez, who was taken out of the closer role, ended up kind of being put in that spot. And he was the one who led up that last home run to Chris Davis in the 13th.
We saw there too, Joe Madden. Congratulations, 1,000 career managerial victories. So to the bottom of the second inning here, 1-0. Rangers scored a run in the top of the first, rather bottom of the first, but left the bases loaded. Kind of a weird game in that the Phillies are 4 for 8 at the plate against Cashner, but have nothing to show for it. And then the Rangers had the bases loaded twice in that first inning, were able to get just one run out of it.
A lot of base runners through an inning and a half. Kind of surprising to only see that one run. Now something will change for Andrew Cashner. Unlikely he continues to let up those kinds of hits and doesn't let up the runs.
Sharp bouncer out into right field. That's a base hit for Hoying. Boy, Hernandez was in a good spot, but that thing was blistered right by him.
Yeah, smoked here by Hoying. And you know, the numbers for lefties were not good coming into this game against Zach Eflin. I mentioned it's sub 200. You know, lefties to a 197 batting average, and that's because of that really good fastball he's got and the way that he runs it away. But not a problem for Jared Hoying.
So Hoying on to start this second inning, and it brings up Delano DeShields. Delano batting 9th against the right-hander Zach Eflin. Eflin made 11 starts last year as a rookie. He was called up, went 3 for 5 with a .554 earned run average last season. This year came to camp as a non-roster invitee for Philadelphia, but broke camp with the ball club, used out of the bullpen a couple of times, now in the rotation, and he's done a real nice job. Well, I think they have to be pretty excited about the way he has thrown the ball the early part of this season. DeShields with a beautiful bunt out in front of the plate. Eflin will pick it up, and his throw to first gets away. DeShields will hold. Heading to third, though, is Hoying. Now that will be a base hit, and then likely an error that allowed Hoying to get to third.
That's a good call, because Delano DeShields would have beat this ball out. It was a really nice bunt. The way that he deadened the ball, when you're bunting, you're not trying to hit on the barrel, you're trying to catch it on the end, and that's exactly what he did. Tried to push it down the line a little bit more, but still a great bunt nonetheless, with the great speed of Delano DeShields, and he forces Eflin to rush to throw to try to get Delano out, and he does not make a good one. As you see there, that ball ends up kind of running away. A pretty good two-seam fastball, actually, on that throw, and heads up by Hoying to continue on to third. Now, Delano didn't know where the ball was. I think regardless, he would have been out even if he took off right away. So a smart choice by Delano.
So men on the corners, nobody out, and here is Shin-Soo Choo. And he hits one in the air, left field. Altair back, has room, he'll make the catch. Hoying tags, he'll score easily, and it is 2-0 Texas. Just a real good at bat by Choo. Brings home that run from third with less than 2 outs. And extends the Rangers' lead.
Oh, we just talked about it before the game, the impact of Shin-Soo Choo in the lineup and how important he can be. First at bat, base hit, and a run scored. Second at bat, gets an opportunity, first and third situation, and drives the run in. I don't think you can ever undervalue how important it is to have your veterans there. Again, with everything that's going on, no Adrian Beltre, no Carlos Gomez right now, and you know, there's a lot of hitters in this lineup that are somewhat similar. Power with swing and miss for the most part. Shin-Soo Choo is not one of those guys. Elvis Andrus is not one of those guys. And you see the reward so far in the yield from having both of those guys in the lineup early tonight. Tickled with 2 runs to support Andrew Cashner. We keep talking about it because Andrew Cashner has gotten 1.62 runs of support at his 139th of 141 starting pitchers in baseball. So not quite the worst, but pretty darn close.
Well, he's going to jump right up the ladder the way things are going tonight. 2 runs behind him already. Andrews had the base hit in the first. Shields with a decent lead over at first base, but not going, and it's 2-0 to Andrews. Well, it was a long first inning for Zach Eflin, and now in the second inning, a couple of hits and a sac fly. The pitches are going to start piling up on him in a hurry. This will be his 40th of the night. Shields with 7 steals this year in 9 attempts. 7 steals, tied for 7th most in the American League. Ooh, and that was a pretty good pickoff move. Delino barely back in there.
I mean, they have worked him hard this series already, haven't they? Through a game plus here, Delino to Shields, we saw it last night. And they know the speed. There's a little bit of a flinch. The tag doesn't get there in time. I don't think it does. They're making Delino work. They're not going to make it easy for him. Any attempt at a stolen base and any stolen base that he gets will be earned against the Phillies.
Oh, again, just a little hop, right? Just that little step as he dives back in. He's trying to get every single inch. I'll give him this. I mean, he's testing the boundaries with these Phillies pitchers. Getting everything he can. Delino was briefly picked off last night. That was in the 5th inning. And then they challenged it. And the call was overturned. He stayed on and would eventually score in that 5th inning. He's not going. Andrews chases ball 3. It's 2-1. One of the scouting reports on Eflin was his pace. He was very quick, committed to his pitches. Just misses in. It's 3-1. Well, he has slowed down considerably with runners on tonight. That attention obviously divided between the man at the plate and certainly with Delino DeShields over at first.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing is a guy who has been very good but not quite feeling it yet tonight, fighting it a little bit. A couple of walks, which is very out of character for him, and now trying to deal with Delino as well. Starts to slow that pace down.
Full count on Andrews. So it's 2-0 Rangers very early on in this one, and you get the sense that there might be more left tonight in interleague play. The Rangers have put up a lot of crooked numbers. Only the Red Sox have scored more over the years.
Look at all those American League teams just slugging against the National League teams in interleague.
Shields draws more attention. We switched to interleague play in '97, and these teams or leagues got together. I don't know how many years. It was terribly imbalanced. I mean, the American League just pounded lumps on the National League. There's a hard hit ground ball, and that one into left field for a base hit. The Shields got a good start. He'll head to third, and once again they're on the corners. Still just 1 out. Andrews 2 for 2.
Well, that is now 5 singles for the Rangers here so far. This was a 2-seam fastball that came back out over the plate, and with Delino DeShields on the move, he easily gets to third base.
Five hits and 2 walks so far against Eflin. He has faced just 11 hitters. So the Rangers have been scattered all over the infield. Now they've managed 2 runs so far, but you wonder how much longer Eflin can hold them at bay the way he has pitched here early on. He walked Mazzara back in the first inning and starts him off with ball 1. Bob McClure talking with the skipper, Pete McCannon. It's been a tough start to this one for Eflin, though still very much in the game. Fouled away by Mazzara, 1-1. Well, the Rangers have won 7 straight. The streak started on the last road trip, the final game in San Diego, an 11-0 shutout of the Padres. A great pitching performance by A.J. Griffin. They came home and won 5 consecutive games that were decided from the 7th inning on. Late inning comebacks, walk-offs, bouncer up the middle by Mazzara. Hustling to the bag, Galvis is throw to first. In time, double play. And Zach Eflin has managed to work around a lot of traffic again. Surrenders just 1 run. Rangers leave a man, and we go to the 3rd.
In favor of the home team, it is time for our progressive fan of the game. It is Drew Inman. You may recognize him from a little bit earlier, catching the foul ball of Mike Napoli, but the story just keeps getting better. It is also his 13th birthday. This kid is lucky. He is not only the birthday boy, but the progressive fan of the game. Take me through that catch on the fly ball.
Well, I was just looking at the ball saying, please say I'm not going to get killed today.
Yes, and you held, that's why you bring your glove to the game, right?
Yeah.
It is. Clearly he's happy he caught that ball. 13, not so unlucky, guys.
No, good point. Very lucky tonight. And what a play. Well, I don't want to take anything away from him. Maybe it wasn't luck at all. Maybe he's just really skilled with a glove.
I would have thought that until he said, I just didn't want to get killed. So I was like, well, maybe he's not actually thinking about, you know, when you're on the field, it's one thing. When you're sitting in the crowd amongst others, you can't really show off your fielding skills. You can't quite get into the best fielding position. So I'm not sure what to make of it. But it's pretty awesome. That is a 13th birthday that he will never forget. That is a lifelong story. Like, that is a story he will tell forever. And it's going to be awesome for a while. And then around 27, 28 years old, his wife is going to be like, all right, we got it. We remember. I know. We have the video. Got it.
Unless she takes over and takes a little ownership of it too and starts telling everybody, and he gets tired.
That's true. That's true. She might be proud. But because it happened most likely before he met her,
she's down on it.
Bouncer second base, and Odor throws out Galvis to start the third inning.
That's a nice spot to be right now tonight.
That's basically what he saw, right?
He was a little further up.
Maybe a couple rows up.
A little bit, but yeah. Nice view of Juan Samuel. Actually called him a teammate at one point. And a couple of some older guys that I'm a little surprised that I played with. Juan Samuel was one of those guys, then later had him as a coach. A little discouraging. We were talking about double play combinations and thinking about guys that have spent time as teammates. And Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell have that record. Lou Whitaker just turned 60. Did I mention that the other day?
Right? No, you didn't know.
So the other day he just turned 60, which I'm pretty sure is my oldest former teammate. 60. I'm like, wow, I played with a guy who's now 60. That stinks.
It's a strike to Hernandez and the count 2-1. I mean, that's one way to look at it.
It was great to call him a teammate. I'm very proud of the fact that I got to spend some time with a guy like Lou Whitaker, but he's 60.
Well, Juan Samuel's 56.
And actually have a second teammate that's getting ready to turn 60 this year, which as I was kind of looking around on that same team, Kirk Gibson.
Oh yeah.
Also going to be 60 this year.
Well, 60's like the new 40, man. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
I hope so.
One out, and Cashner's payoff to Hernandez is low. First walk he has issued today. Man aboard for the Phillies. Time for us to take a Chevy game break. Somebody needs to track down John Radcliffe. Yeah, that's a killer. Raj, anybody you know it's 60 years old you've ever worked with, anything like that?
with both those guys, I early in my career I covered the '84 Tigers.
Oh my, nice.
So,
but it doesn't bum you out, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't bum you out?
No, not at all. You know, it's okay, CJ. It's okay.
It's got to face reality.
It doesn't mean you're old. Oh yeah, it does.
It feels like it a little bit.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. You're kind of old.
Yeah. Oh well, it's a good run.
Don't let it bring you down. 2-0. Rangers leading here. Hernandez aboard, and Herrera struck out, you remember, in the first inning on the front end of a strike him out, throw him out double play. And it's 1-1. The Rangers have had a lot of traffic on the bases. They've managed 2 runs so far on 5 hits. The Phillies, well, they've had 4 hits and a walk now, and they have been shut out on those 4 hits. And Hernandez will be kept just a smidge closer to the bag. This one looped out toward left field. DeShields racing on. He goes into a slide to make a great catch. 2 away. Herrera robbed of a hit, and Hernandez quickly had to scamper back to first.
This is a nice play by Delano DeShields, and one of the things that happens, you see a guy take a full swing, you're not sure how hard he hit the ball. Look at the great run on that pitch, by the way, from Andrew Cashner. But this ball actually ended up getting hit off the end of the bat, almost fooled Delano a little bit. You see him hold on to it right there, the snow cone. And not quite a great grip on the ball, but that's all right. You're certainly not going to throw out Hernandez, even though he was pretty close to second base. We know how quick he is.
A very nice defensive play, and now Altair takes strike 1. Altair singled in the first. Dangerous hitter. Yesterday, Altair was handcuffed. 0 for 4, and his little tapper spins foul here. It's 0-2. Our TXU Energy Power Player to watch. Yeah, you guessed it. It is Aaron Altair. How about that on base plus slugging percentage? His OPS in May, best in all of Major League Baseball.
He's been a real bright spot here for the Phillies, not only just this month, but this season, as they sit there and they go through a bunch of these young players and finding out who's going to stick, who's going to be part of the future. Aaron Altair is making this case.
Shoots it down to first, caught by Napoli, and that will end the inning. So a line drive ends it. Phillies leave another man. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Rangers 2, Phillies 0.
The Phillies in the middle game of this 3-game set. Jonathan Lucroy up to bat, and Lucroy has been heating up of late. Talked to him about the early season struggles of this team and the significance of getting back to 500. He said, look, every team is going to go through a tough stretch. I'd rather go through it early in the season. You learn as a team what you're about. Younger guys, really important to see how they respond to some adversity. He said, I was with that Milwaukee team in 2014 that got off to the best start in baseball only to collapse at the end of the season. He said, I'd much rather get this out of the way early, and hopefully our young guys and even also our veterans learn from it. So the State Farm winning combination for Jonathan Lucroy, relying on that experience and sharing it with the young guys.
And he uses it to deposit a double into the left field corner. Well, that's how we start the bottom of the third. Lucroy had the sac fly into first, and now drives the ball down into that left field corner for a double.
He has really been swinging a hot bat. Has Jonathan Lucroy, two-seam fastball. You see it there. Didn't get in nearly as far as Eflin wanted. Also elevated it a little bit as well. And I mentioned Jonathan Lucroy's done a really good job of hitting the ball up the middle, hitting it the other way. He's been very good with 2 strikes. When you take that approach, though, and then you see that ball that's up over the zone, yeah, you can absolutely turn and burn on it. And that's what Jonathan did in that at bat. A lot of people make that mistake of thinking, oh, yeah, you know, look the other way, hit the ball up the middle like you're taking these soft swings. No, you look middle away, you react to anything that you see in.
So another good start to an inning. Rangers got a run in the first. They got a run in the second. And they have left a decent number of runners out there already, 4 of them in the first 2 innings. And Eflin, it's twice now he has stepped off to check in on Lucroy.
And it almost seems like, I mean, it's not an attempt to pick him off or even to keep him close. We talk about that sometimes. It almost seems like he's taking a breather, something he doesn't like that he sees, or he wants to change his mind on what he's going to throw.
Odor flied out in the first inning and hammers this ball foul for strike 1. Eflin, and we've seen this tonight. I mean, he's been very tough when he gets men out there at second and or third base. He and Andrew Kashner, 2 of the best in the business. And of course, Right in between them there, the man we saw last night dominate in Yu Darvish.
It really is incredible. I think we've got 3 guys on that board. Of course, the minimum 30 innings pitched. They're just crushing it right now anytime they get their backs against the wall.
Bouncer over to second base, and Hernandez will retire Odor. He does advance the runner. Lucroy now 90 feet away. So the Rangers take on the Tampa Bay Rays on Memorial Day. That's Monday, May 29th. First 15,000 fans to the ballpark will receive a patriotic Rangers cap, courtesy of Carter Blood Care. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972 Rangers. So 1 away, and now Napoli, who walked in that first inning, has a chance here to drive in a run. And doesn't even need a hit to do it. Rangers have gotten the lead man on each of these first 3 innings. Now he scored in the first 2. In this inning, he's down there at third. 1-1 to Napoli. Middle infield about halfway in at the moment. Just missed. It's 2-1.
Yeah, the halfway in approach, and they do that because they know Mike Napoli is not a fast runner, so you can give him a couple extra steps back, and you want to do that, of course, because it's going to give you a little bit more range as well. And they feel like on a ground ball that deep, they can still potentially, if they want to, throw home. It also has to do with Jonathan Lucroy. When you do the half cheating, it has everything to do with the runners that are on the bases. So in the case of Jonathan Lucroy, I feel like there's a hard ground ball. If he goes on contact, their middle infielders can throw him out from there and then still have plenty of time to throw out Mike Napoli if they have to dive one way or another.
If it's the Shields down there at third, they're all in on the edge.
If they want to play in, you got to go all the way in. You don't want to get caught in between, that's for sure.
This ball lifted high in the air, center field. They've run on Herrera already. He waits. Lucroy tags. Herrera to the plate. Here it comes. Not in time. And another sacrifice fly. Third of the night. And the Rangers lead 3-0.
It might not be the sexiest way to get runs in, but the Rangers will take it any way they can. Those are team at-bats, doing what you have to do to drive that run in. It was Lucroy who did it in the first. It was Shin-Soo Choo do it in the second, and now Mike Napoli here in the third. All sacrifice flies, and we already saw earlier what Herrera was featuring with an arm. Jonathan Lucroy scores easily.
So the base is empty now for Gallo. Gallo struck out looking in the first inning. He's in a hole here, 0-2. So how about that? A sac fly in the first, a sac fly in the second, and a sac fly in the third. Rangers lead 3-0. That one looks like it got Gallo on the foot.
He'll take that after being down in the count the way that he was. 0-2. You'll take the hit by pitch right there, and this was what we call literally a back foot slider, but you're not actually supposed to hit the guy in his back foot. The point being is that you throw it down there and try to get him to swing over the top of it, but it actually caught Joey Gallo on his back foot. I don't mean to laugh, but you see his expression there, and you watch that in slow motion, and the time that kind of passes between when he hits his foot, and he's a pretty expressive guy. A little comical. It looks like he's okay.
He's Hoying now. And he'll take a strike. Meanwhile, for Zach Eflin, this will be his 60th pitch of the night.
To put some perspective on it, this is a guy who was averaged 15.1 innings per pitch.
Base hit. That one through into right field. Gallo heading to third. Beasley throws up the stop sign. And so the Rangers will have second and third with 2 outs for Delano DeShields. A double for Hoying.
Well, the hits keep on coming here for the Texas Rangers, and the base runners keep coming after the hit by pitch. This is a breaking ball that he tried to throw backdoor, try to leave that on the outside part of the plate, but it caught way too much, and Hoying goes out there and hooks it. And unfortunately, in that situation for Tommy Joseph, he's coming off the bag, right? Because he's holding Joey Gallo and then tries to change direction. Did he do that backwards too?
He did.
He did. It takes a little while. The changing direction, and Joseph can't get to it. But to finish that point, just to give you an idea, I started saying it's been 15.1 pitches per inning for Eflin this year. So he's been pretty economical. That's a good number. So through 3, his average, it would be right around 45, 46 pitches. But because of the walks and because of the deep counts and the way that the Rangers have worked him, he's found himself in a ton of trouble when you start looking at 60 pitches through 2 2/3.
Bob McClure done with his visit. McClure in his 4th season as pitching coach in Philadelphia. Kind of a maddening beginning to this one for his young right-hander. Here's DeShields. And Delano going to try and squeeze a run in. No, he's bunting for a hit, and he is safe. And they're loaded up again.
Wow. Man, he really deadened that ball that time, and it kind of stopped. And for Joey Gallo, he wasn't as confident taking off here in that situation. I'll tell you what, this is not an easy read for a base runner. This may have taken Joey Gallo by surprise here a little bit, but another really nice bunt from Delano DeShields, just enough where it's another close play. And not a great stretch over there, by the way, from Tommy Joseph. Let's watch him here. And 0 stretch, actually, and if he stretched, he actually might have a chance to get Delano DeShields out. But if Joey Gallo tries to score there, there's going to be a pretty close play at home, and he probably was going to be out. So he made the decision to go ahead and let's see if Delano could beat that out, and he did, and the inning stays alive.
So loaded for Chu. And he takes a strike. It looked like Joseph, and I briefly mentioned it when he was batting in the 1st inning. He's a guy who converted for catcher for health reasons, and he's in the lineup and playing first base because he can hit. But it looked like he had his left foot on the bag as a right-handed first baseman, and you really can't stretch from that position.
You can't, and I will tell you this too. It is probably one of the most overlooked things when it comes to first base. There's a lot of times where you get a guy that can hit, and people say, well, just put him at first base. It is not that simple. The footwork is so important. It's not an easy thing to just pick up out of nowhere. And unfortunately, in that situation, the footwork was not very great, and could have been the difference of continuing this inning or it being over.
This one gets away. Here comes Gallo. He'll score standing, and the Rangers lead 4-0. A wild pitch from Eflin. And the frustration continues for that Philadelphia bench.
Well, how about all this with 2 outs, too? All right, they think about what has happened here after there was 2 outs and nobody on, and here is a slider. I can't have been a 4-seamer. Maybe a little cut on that slider, but a ball that's down in the dirt. As you see, fatigue probably starting to set in here a little bit for Zach Eflin, but it was the 0-2 hit by pitch, right? It was an 0-2 count on Joey Gallo when he got hit in the foot with a slider. Hoying comes up with a big double, Delano DeShields bunt, and a wild pitch. So a lot of action, kind of a weird inning here once he got to 2 outs.
2-2 on Chu, who has a base hit and a sac fly. He has scored a run, driven in a run. At the bottom of the 3rd, 4-0 Rangers. They have scored 3 runs on sac flies and 1 on a wild pitch now. Another 20-pitch inning for Eflin, and this ball is ripped into right field. That's a base hit. Here comes Hoying. DeShields will score. Chu plates a pair, and the Rangers lead 6-0. And at long last, the big hit delivered in this one.
Shin-Soo Choo is having a night, and this is a 2-seam fastball. They try to throw what we call that front door 2-seam fastball, which means you go all the way in, and you cannot miss over the plate with this pitch, especially the Shin-Soo Choo, who's not going to get too big. The swing's not going to get real wild or out of control, and this ball ended up sitting right over the middle of the plate, and he smacked it to right field. Now, that is the 2nd hit for the Rangers with a runner in scoring position, but the first one was that Delano DeShields bunt, which actually didn't produce a run. It was more of a single, and the runners didn't move up. So that's the first big blow with runners in scoring position for the Rangers tonight.
Well, now Andrews, who has 2 hits already. We've been talking all night about Cashner maybe getting a little run support. He's got it now.
Feast or famine. Good breaking ball there. This is surprising. I thought for sure that Zach Eflin would be in some trouble right here. There is nobody warming up in that bullpen. Guys are waving and they're enjoying and saying, hey man, yeah, we'll see what's going on. Say, hey, trying to get somebody up, figuring out what's going on here. But Pete Mackanin is going ahead and let Eflin try to work out of this.
This ball hit high in the air, out to deep left. Altair has it measured, and that ends the inning. 4-run score in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Andrew Cashner now working with a mountain of runs. With a 6-0 lead. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, CJ, it's Superhero Friday post-game fireworks show. Come out to the ballpark Friday, June 2nd. Rangers taking on the Astros, and stay after the game for a fireworks show set to superhero theme music. Don't forget to wear your Rangers red to red out the ballpark. You can get your tickets today, TexasRangers.com, or by calling 972 Rangers. So Cashner in very unfamiliar territory tonight. Standing about 5 inches taller, with 6 runs at his back. He's ahead of Tommy Joseph here 0-2.
And this is the ideal inning, of course, for him. Get that smooth inning, get that offense right back on the field, get Zach Eflin back out on the mound. There's still no action in the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen, so he will be going back out for the 4th inning. There's AJ saying, yeah, that's fun. It's fun to pitch this way.
He might need to seek AJ's counsel between innings. And what do you do with all these runs? This ball looped out to left field. DeShields coming on again, goes into a slide to knock it down. And Joseph is on for the Phillies to start the 4th inning. Right, 6-0, Rangers leading. Man on for the Phillies. Talking about run support, a little more on that ongoing story. Let's check it again with Emily Jones.
Yeah, well, not just run support, but pitcher to pitcher support, and the way these guys are communicating. We've talked about it, especially the starting rotation. They've talked about, you know, communicating with each other during the games, between starts, and also off the field, away from the game, going out to dinner, different things like that. I talked to Andrew Cashner, and he said, you know, one of the most valuable things I've learned is from AJ Griffin. I feel like he's one of the smartest guys in baseball when it comes to setting up guys. And so I try to really pick his brain on, you know, how to set up guys with my pitches, and have learned a tremendous amount from him. So Andrew really, you know, kind of calling out his teammate for something positive he's done for him.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a little bit of that run mojo too. Figures if he sucks up to AJ a little bit, maybe he'd get some of that good offensive support.
Well, it hasn't happened too often for Andrew Cashner over the course of his career where he has received 6 runs of support. This is now the 10th time, and he's 9-0 in those games where he's gotten 6 runs. Actually, I take it. Oh, he got a win in a game. Actually, one of those wasn't a start. So 8 starts where he has gotten 6 runs or more, and he is 8-0 in that time.
Well, he's working with a 6-run lead so far. He's allowed 5 hits, but no runs. In fact, the Phillies haven't gotten a man to second base yet. This ball out to left field. DeShields ranges back quickly, and there's one away. So this is the middle game of the series. Tomorrow we'll wrap up this 3-game interleague set with the Phillies, and our AT&T pitching matchup tomorrow. Nick Pivetta has the ball for Philadelphia. Martin Perez will wrap up this homestand. Rangers off to the road after the game tomorrow. I take those 2 guys. You take our 2 starters tonight in this game. 4 starting pitchers who would combine for 1 win.
Amazing, isn't it? And especially for the 2 guys that have started tonight, they've put together some quality starts. Andrew Cashner, 4 of his 6 starts have been quality starts. Zach Efron, 4 of his 5 have been quality starts, which means at least 6 innings, 3 runs or less, where you put yourself in a pretty good spot. And so you see that 8 quality starts between both of these guys and not a single win to show for it. Now we know with Andrew Cashner, of course, it's been just some bad luck with the run support. Eflin's got average run support. I think it was 3.6 coming into tonight. You'll take that. That's kind of middle of the road, but it just hasn't happened. Excuse me, 3.9 runs per game, so nearly 4.
Bouncer third. Nice job by Gallo to get it to second for 1. On to first, double play. That is another double play, third of the night, turned by the Rangers, and it completes the top of the 4th. We headed to the last of the 4th inning. Rangers lead by a half dozen.
AT&T high-speed replay, and it's been all about Andrew Cashner pitching himself out of some jams and the defense giving him the support behind him. We see the double play here. We saw, of course, Jonathan Lucroy with the caught stealing earlier. Mike Napoli coming off the bag and putting the tag on. And then here comes Joey Gallo with the nice 5-4-3 and the great throw from Rougned Odor. Easy for me to say. And that is our AT&T high-speed replay. Look at Andrew Cashner with all those runs, and he's done a nice job of pitching around a handful of hits, those 5 hits and the 1 walk, and he's getting it done. Defense, great support tonight for Andrew Cashner.
Almazara leading off this 4th inning, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Rangers, and Eflin buries one. It's 1-1. So that's 8 ground ball double plays for Cashner now in 7 starts. I say ground ball double plays, not even counting the strike him out, throw him out. Castro's done a great job of getting those. This ball hammered over first, and that's a fair ball and down into the right field corner. Mazzara cruises to second, and he has a leadoff double in the 4th inning.
The Rangers continuing to swing in here, but even the guys that we highlighted it in our open, the guys that have really been streaking, Jonathan Lucroy with a double tonight, and now Nomar Mazzara after a walk in a double play. He drills his 8th double of the season, a ball that's up, and he knew that we'd be going up and in. He has seen enough of it tonight and just barely keeps that one fair, and including last night as well, as far as how they were pitching Nomar. He'll take a little bit of chalk. Like I said, his 8th double of the season.
Well, lead man on again. Lead man has been on every inning, and he has scored every inning. Jonathan Lucroy, sac fly and a double so far tonight.
Still no action in that bullpen. I'm shocked. I mean, they used one reliever yesterday, right? Mark Leiter Jr. threw 2 innings. Everybody else in that bullpen has had 2 days off because they were off Monday.
I wanted to ask you about this one. It will pop up back of second base, handled by Hernandez, 1 away. So the immediate thing that comes to mind for me is that Pete Mackanin, as he continues to develop young players for the future, is just telling Eflin, look, you're down 6, right? I want you to learn how to pitch through trouble, pitch around nights where you don't have your best stuff, you don't have your greatest command, find a way to get outs, get deep in the game for this team. You're right. I mean, you would think that they would have plenty of ammunition out of that bullpen. So there is no explanation other than, well, we're going to chalk this up to development tonight and try and move you forward.
Yeah, and part of it for me, and I'm okay with that. I like the idea of giving guy an opportunity, especially when he's young. But when I see the couple of innings where the pitch counts got high, 30 is right near the peak for most teams and where they'll go, especially with younger pitchers, right near that limit. And then 22 an inning ago. Listen, he's done a nice job of making some pitches at times when he's had to. Obviously, 6 runs is never going to be a nice job, and neither is 10 hits. Yikes, through 3 1/3. And I like the idea of maybe, allowing him to battle. But I do get a little bit concerned about pitch count because they were so high in such a short amount of time. And that's the thing that sticks out to me. But you'll appreciate it. Listen, as a pitcher and as a competitor, and this kid is a competitor, right? That was one thing that they have said about him that they're high on is, where he is as far as the attitude that he takes when he's on the mound. And so, he wants to stay in, and I can appreciate that. But it's just a little bit surprising knowing that that bullpen is well rested, that they haven't even had anybody up yet.
Well, they're still very relaxed out there.
They're just chilling. Well, they know they're getting up here soon at some point, whether it's this inning or next, and that they'll have to eat 3 or 4 innings most likely tonight.
Base hit through into left field. Into third base and coming to the plate, Mazzara. He'll score. Odor drives him home, and it's 7-0 Rangers.
The Rangers pouring it on right now, and this is really good to see. I mean, this is a run right now where the Rangers have played a lot of close games, but they were kind of due. I know this thing kicked off with a great 11-0 win and that performance by A.J. Griffin. That started this winning streak, but it's nice to see them put another one of these together where guys are putting together consistent at-bats and they're putting some big runs on the board only through 3+ innings.
And that will get some activity now in that Phillies pen. Napoli has walked and driven in a run with a sac fly. No official at bat yet tonight. Eflin also worth pointing out. I mean, he was a compensation pick back in 2012. The Padres chose him in the draft at that compensation round right between the first and second rounds, as we see Garcia beginning to loosen. That's when the Padres had lost Heath Bell in the offseason to the Marlins prior to the 2012 season, and so they had that compensation pick, 33rd overall, and they chose Eflin. Later he would be dealt to the Dodgers and then involved in the Rollins trade from LA. And there's a ground ball to short and a nice 6-4-3 double play turned behind him, so he finally gets a little defensive help. Rangers add another run. They lead 7-0. Blythe Park, 7-0 Rangers as we go to the 5th. And once again, we're wearing green today in honor of Mental Health Month this May and in support of our Fox Sports Supports partnership with NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, and the great work they are doing in advocating for those living with mental health conditions. We encourage you to visit foxsportssupports.com to learn more about their stigma-free mission and how you can get involved. So with 4 innings in the books, Rangers leading 7-0. It'll be the bottom third of the Phillies' order against Cashner. Nava delivers this one into center field. That's a base hit. And Nava is 2 for 2.
The Phillies are finding ways to get their base hits. That's the 6th of the night. All singles, but I'm looking at, see, 1, 2, 3 of those that were erased by either a fielder's choice or a double play.
So the man on is Cameron Rupp. Yeah, I mean, they've lost a lot of base runners tonight as a result of ground balls. So Cashner has done a fantastic job in that regard. Rupp, the 8th place hitter. He's one of those who reached on a fielder's choice. That was in the 2nd inning. It's this one in the air out to right field. Mazzara going back near the fence, reaches up and makes the catch. Might have a chance for 2, but he'll kind of, in a more relaxed manner, get it back into second base. Nava was out there near second. All right, CJ, just a new one. It's time for our Mini Countryman Player Profile. BMW Mini Countryman sponsoring this segment of the broadcast. Andrew Cashner kind of lives out in the sticks a little bit near Conroe. His parents built him a regulation-sized diamond on their ranch in Conroe. Hear those types of stories a lot, right?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is
without
kind
a
of
doubt,
awesome.
to be able to have a full-size field. It's quite the ranch. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this field right now and thinking he pretty much had this on his ranch, full access.
Bouncer up the middle. Touch second one. The relay to first. Double play. Inning after inning. And you can see the frustration for Freddie Galvis. 6 unassisted to 3, and we're halfway there tonight. Rangers by 7. Baseball is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by North Texas Ford. The Great American Sales Event is happening now at your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. Bottom of the 5th inning. tough night for those guys.
Old school unit, though.
Phillies fans, look, at this point, you're looking at silver linings and reasons to be excited about the future. And there are a lot of teams that go through these ups and downs and the rebuilds. And the Phillies, they're, straightforward about it. Not trying to fool anybody into believing that they're going to compete for the East Division in the National League. Bottom of the 5th inning.
Did you see that kid's shirt? That was a great shirt.
I saw a lot of shirts.
The last kid, his shirt had a definition, and the word was snacksident. When you accidentally eat a snack. That's what the shirt said.
Accident.
Yeah, it was a snack accident.
I like that.
Cool little shirt.
1-1 on Gallo. Remember Sniglets?
I do not.
On HBO. I want to say it was HBO.
I didn't have HBO as a kid.
I can't remember who or how it came around. It like a show, I don't think. Anyway, Sniglets in made-up words like that. Snacksidents. On one pitch, and this ball ripped into right field. That's a base hit for Joey Gallo, his first of the night. All right, well, let's get out of that conversation about weird words, and let's take a Chevy game break and send it back to John Rodigan. As good as done. Gallo aboard, and now Jared Hoying watches a slider for a strike. Luis Garcia, the new right-hander, on here in the 5th inning.
See the numbers there. Repertoire, fastball, slider, changeup. The hardest thrower that they have in this Philadelphia Phillies bullpen. His fastball average is 97 miles an hour, so you'll see probably 95 to 99 at times from him. And an even mix of the slider and the changeup. Two main off-speed pitches.
Let me ask you this. This is the first time we've seen Zach Eflin, who had the start for Philadelphia tonight. What do you walk away having learned, or your thoughts on him?
Well, you see the stuff and you see why they like him. But I think the thing that stuck out is this was the guy who was off tonight. Wasn't quite feeling it. Had a hard time getting settled in because the numbers that we saw leading into the start really didn't kind of prove themselves out when he took them out. Right, we saw the walks. He only walked one right-handed hitter all year. He had a couple of walks tonight, so the control of the two-seam fastball wasn't as consistent. I think that he probably the way that he had been throughout the season, but you can see the upside. You see a guy that, once they get this thing together, he provides some consistency. You could see him fitting kind of right in the middle of the rotation at some point. You got some good arms here. Aaron Nola's on the DL right now. Vince Velasquez has a nice big arm. Good fastball, good breaking balls. You can see it kind of starting to come together and where he may potentially fit in. But you see a competitive kid who had, I think, an off night. Just wasn't feeling it at all. The Rangers gave him some really tough at-bats, and when he needed to make a real big pitch, he was unable to do it. There's a couple times he got himself out of some jams, but he just was not able to do it consistently enough. His back was against the wall pretty much from the first batter of the game.
He left the game down 7-0. And the Rangers started to get to him there for real in the 3rd and a little bit in the 4th inning of this one. Payoff pitch, and Hoying turns this one deep into right field, back to the wall, and it is gone. That's a home run. And Hoying just sneaks it out over the fence. 2-run shot makes it 9-0.
Congratulations to Jared Hoying, his first ever big league home run, and look at that smile right there, a moment that he will never ever forget. Look at that smile. That is fantastic. Teammates congratulating him, happy for him. You love that moment. Listen, that is a little kid smile right there for the 27-year-old, soon to be 28-year-old here in a couple of days. And what a nice moment for Jared Hoying. And Andrew Casher says thank you very much.
Well, he turned on that thing in a hurry. Now to Shields, and he takes the ball.
And it's worth noting, it's only the 5th inning. He's now a triple away from the cycle. You may have heard that phrase a few times.
Delano with a couple of bunt singles today. Yeah, you're right, Hoy. Base hit in the second, had the double in the third. Now the home run.
He said, yeah, you're right. Like you thought there was a chance I might have been wrong.
It's always that chance.
That's a good point. Valid.
Bouncer up the middle. And the Shields is 3 for 3.
Now here it is again. Breaking pitch. That was that slider. Finishes kind of in. And I think Garcia wanted this ball a little bit more down. A great break to it. A nice looking swing for Jared Hoying. And listen, you get excited for guys in their moments of first big league hit, first win, first strikeout, all of those things. And first big league home run, man. Look at that, ear to ear. That's awesome.
So top of the order, and Chu shoots it foul out of play.
It almost feels like we're getting the opposite effect. I know the ball doesn't carry out to right field the way that it used to here in this ballpark, but based on what we have seen, it seems like more fly balls are kind of getting knocked down tonight. I think just to give you an idea how well Jared Hoying hit that ball.
Bouncer up the middle, and that one is through. And it just keeps on coming. 4 hits in the inning.
Hey, how about our Jimmy John's delivery of the game in the night that Shin-Soo Choo is having? First of all, leading off this game with that ground ball base hit and then scoring later on a very shallow fly ball off the bat of Jonathan Lucroy. Then he comes through again with a 2 RBI. I'm sorry, the sacrifice fly in the second inning. And here is that 2 RBI base hit back in the third. And then right now, just in the 5th inning, a base hit up the middle. A couple of ground balls that just squeaked through here for Shin-Soo Choo. He'll take them all day, every day. 3 hits, a sac fly, and 3 RBIs for Choo.
Andrews turns away from a breaking ball and takes strike 1. 15 hits tonight. That's a new season high for the Rangers. How about the bottom 2 spots in the order? Hoying 3 for 3. The Shields 3 for 3. So 6 hits and 6 at bats for the 8th and 9th place hitters. Bouncer shortstop. Galvis to second one. Hernandez turns it to first in time for the double play. 6-4-3. And the Shields down there at third base. I want to think
it's 5 double plays in this game so far tonight.
No, it's been nuts. Of course, most of them back of Andrew Cashner. Complete a thought from earlier. A handful of fans tweeting in. The show is not necessarily the news on HBO. Rich Hall, and he had the Snickers.
Oh,
sorry.
It's all right.
It's one of those things that would have sat there in the back of my head for a week.
Just the 3rd time now for Andrew Cashner, because we love talking about that run support, the hard luck that he's had this year. 3rd time now in his career that he has gotten 9 runs or more. First time since 2013.
Wow.
So it's been a minute or 2. I mean, 9 runs is a lot. I mean, yes, that's every day for A.J. Griffin, but for the average normal pitcher who gets average run support or below average, 9's a big deal.
2-0 the count on Mazara.
There you go. 6 total in the previous 6 starts. And then, of course, you say, well, yeah, save him. You know, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Let's try to spread him out. Right? So it's 15 over his last 7. But you do not get to choose when your team's going to score runs for you.
You will never, ever turn it away, though.
No.
Never do.
Nope. Keep going.
Single runs in the 1st and 2nd, 4 runs in the 3rd, another in the 4th, 2 so far here in the 5th. 9 runs, 15 hits. Garcia's 3-0, and that one right down the middle. So Eflin went 4 innings, gave up 7 runs on 11 hits. Walked 2, struck out 1. And there's ball 4. Mazzara will take the free pass. Runners on the corners. Still 2 out. I mentioned it last night. The Phillies, they're what now, 8 games under 500 at 14-22. And they didn't get off to a bad start, but recently things had really just sort of fallen apart. They have lost 13 of their last 16 games. And of course, trailing tonight 9-0. Here's Lucroy, and he takes a strike from Garcia. Lucroy with a sac fly, a double. He has scored a run, driven in a run. He's 1 for 2. So the bullpen for the Phillies has to go to work after just 4 innings from their starting pitcher. A fairly rested pen, mind you, but that may become an issue in tomorrow's game. Short turnaround, back out here for a day game tomorrow. Lucroy hits this one high in the air out to right. Saunders is there, and the inning is over. Rangers add 2 more. We go to the 6th inning, 9-0. Well, it was not that long ago. The Phillies were awfully good. 07-11. How about this? 5 National League East titles. They were always in the postseason. Dramatic moments. Champions in 08. And in the National League, they were dominant. And they did it with great offense. They did it with some good pitching. But lately, it has been a rough go. They were even 500 in 2012, but 4 straight losing seasons. Last year 91 losses. The prior year 99 losses. And so their struggles will continue again. It would certainly appear here in 2017.
So this is what it becomes about. I started talking about it a little bit earlier. And how do they get this thing turned around? Well, we know that they're in with a bunch of young players, although they brought in a couple of veterans, guys like Howie Kendrick, Clay Buchholz, Jeremy Hellickson, because they don't want to just be all the way in and these guys get so comfortable losing. And so they surrounded them with some veterans on 1-year deals, and there's never a bad thing, never a bad 1-year deal, kind of as the saying goes. And to have a guy like Howie Kendrick around, I think, is probably a good thing. Even though he's hurt right now, it certainly pays some dividends to have a guy who has won before around some of these younger players. But so it becomes about eventually having some money to spend. See a ground ball. Mike Napoli handles that one easily. So it becomes about now these young players that are getting an opportunity. The draft picks that they also have coming, right? They have a bunch. I mentioned it last night. The last 4 years, they had the first overall pick, the 10th and the 7th, 16th. They'll have the 8th overall pick. That is a bunch of top 10 picks, 4 of them, and then that 16th pick as well. Hopefully hitting on at least one of those.
Of course, that's the idea. So ball golfed out to center, and a leaping catch out there by Hoying. Hit his first career home run, and a really great reaction on that one to haul it in for out number 2. The close-up that made maybe to look just a bit easier than it was. Ball took off on him. So 2 away. Cashner used his 5 pitches in the 5th inning. And now with 2 quick outs, goes after Aaron Altair, leading 9-0. This one off the handle, right back to him. Cashner will set up, make the easy toss, inning over. A 7-pitch 6th inning for Cashner. All kinds of offense, all kinds of cool out there right now. Time for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Tonight's jackpot worth $2,100. Consider for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Rangers are hitting for Casey James. Well, Ranger hits a home run this inning. Casey wins $2,100. If they hit a grand slam, Casey wins $25,000. It sounds easy.
It does sound
easy.
You
just relax at home. You watch the Rangers hit a home run, and you cash in.
Easiest job you'll ever have,
I should say. It's Garcia out for a 2nd inning of work. Or CJ, is it that easy?
Well, the effort level is low as far as what you have to do to actually win the cash for your part. For Ruben Odor and everybody else that's coming up this inning, no, not that easy.
1-1 the count to Odor. Ground ball to Hernandez. 1 away. This is sort of where I was going a minute ago.
Oh.
We'll get there. There we go. Home runs by inning. How about that?
It's almost like Sonic knew what they were doing. No, there can't be. There's no way
No,
there's any rhyme or reason.
No, it's pretty obvious. They don't hit home runs in the 6th inning. They hit them every other inning, but not in the 6th.
But that's this year. Right, those rules were established before the year actually started, I would assume.
Yeah, that's weird. Here's Napoli.
Now, do you think they go back to last year's data? Do you try to plan it out that way?
Nope.
No.
I think it's just sort of the thing that happens in the 6th inning every year, and this year, for whatever reason, the home runs have been few and far between.
So last year in the 6th inning, Texas Rangers hit 26 home runs, the 3rd lowest of any inning for them. They hit 11 in the 9th, which obviously, of course, you're not batting in the 9th every time, so that would make sense. Sorry, 4th lowest. 18 and 19 in the 3rd and 2nd innings. So right kind of middle of the road.
This ball lifted high in the air. Behind a short right field. Hernandez out there to make the play. And there are 2 gone. Andres Blanco has come on to play shortstop this inning. Trying to loosen that right arm up a little bit. And now here's Joey Gallo, who has a base hit. He has scored a couple of runs. Garcia trying to get through 2 innings of relief. This one off the hands and a weak pop up on the left side of the infield, and Franco pulls it in, and it's a 7-pitch inning for Garcia, so he's smooth. And we head to the 7th, 9-0 Rangers.
This inning is the Big Green Egg slogan.
Time for the Ford-game summary as we go to the 7th inning. Wait a minute. The Rangers didn't score in the 6th.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was weird early on, though. You see a 9-0 lead. Bottom of the order has been huge for the Rangers. Cashner has pitched very well, in fact, very efficiently in the last couple of innings. But to me, 9-0, this thing could be a whole lot worse. Rangers stranded the bases loaded in the 1st. We're building big in the 2nd, but managed just single tallies in each of those innings. Zach Eflin battled early on, but then he just couldn't hold on any longer. The 3rd inning got to him and was done after 4. Tommy Joseph leading off this 7th, and he hits this ball hard out to left center field. That will drop down, and he will turn and go for 2nd. Here comes the throw, and it'll be offline, so he has a leadoff double.
Well, we know this. Andrew Cashner is going to be filling up the strike zone. You have this kind of lead. You throw lots of strikes, and you don't necessarily shoot edges too often. You try to throw the ball away, but make sure you want to get over the plate. Left it up over. And Tommy Joseph got it.
So Joseph out there at 2nd base, and he is the first Philly to get that far. The pitch to Saunders is low.
And we'll see now if Andrew Cashner can work some of that runner in scoring position magic that he has had going on all season. 0.38 average against.
1-1. Saunders had a base hit in the second inning. He flied out in the fourth. Phillies have 7 hits. The Rangers have turned 1, 2, 3, 4 double plays. Good breeze again tonight. And boy, game time, it was 89 degrees here. Our warmest day yet. What a real good wind blowing in. And usually blowing in from that direction, the southeast. This ball turned foul, and it's 2-2.
How about Andrew Cashner and what he's doing from a pitch standpoint? Right around average for him. He's usually about 16 pitches per inning, and that's what he did through the first 3, right around that average. And then he really turned it on in the fourth with a 10, and then took it to a whole nother level in the fifth and the sixth. Just 12 pitches to get through those 2 innings combined, which is great. You love seeing it, of course. You want to keep the pitch count down, get deep in the game. All of that is fantastic. But at the same time, looking at a game like this and think, okay, we just saw Hoying hit his first big league home run, and this one is shaping up where maybe we'll see an appearance from Austin Bibbins-Dirks, who has yet to make a big league appearance. A 32-year-old rookie is out in that bullpen. This is shaping up to potentially be a game that he could get in.
He's ready, that much I know. Try and check in with him every day, every other day, see how he's doing down there. And he's been playing it cool, and he's had all the right things to say, and of course he really believes it. His whole point is, look, if I'm not pitching, things are going great. This ball hit well out to right field. Back is Mazzara, and that one is gone. So Saunders with his 4th home run of the year, a 2-run blast in the 7th, and the Phillies are on the board.
And you see, and talked about wanting to throw strikes and stay ahead in the count, and Andrew Cashner left that one up a little bit too high, and Saunders puts a good swing on it. What you can do about that? I mean, listen, you want to see your guys throwing strikes. You get this kind of lead, it's important. But I would see Andrew Cashner disappointed where he left that pitch up a little bit too much over the plate.
So nobody out in the inning, and now he'll go to work against Franco, who has bounced into 2 double plays tonight. And this ball hit out to left field. The Shields circling in on it, and he'll make the catch. 1 away.
And that's now the first out that Andrew Cashner has recorded in the 7th inning this season. There were 2 other games where he pitched into the 7th inning. There was a couple of walks and a hit, and did not retire a hitter. So first time for him to kind of get over that 6th inning hump. But his pitch count is actually better than it's been in any of his starts. You see that 80 right there. He's thrown a minimum of 85, as many as 98, anywhere in between there. As Tony Barnett is now up in the Ranger bullpen. And that's not about pitch count. It's about 7 times up, right? Thinking about pitching into the 7th inning, and then also some hard contact that we've seen now in this inning. And so Jeff Bannister, I got to believe, would be thrilled if he can get Andrew Cashner through this inning, but just in case, Tony Barnett will be ready.
0-2 the count on Daniel Nava, who is 2 for 2 tonight against Cashner. One out, nobody on here in the 7th inning in a 9-2 ball game. We saw Barnett warming in that pen. Last time we saw Tony was in Saturday's game. So we were talking a moment ago about Austin Bivens-Dirks and maybe an opportunity for him, but there's some guys who are going to need to get a little work. Bouncer second base. Nava retired, 2 away.
Yeah, you have that in between because the bullpen really hasn't been worked very much, and you got to make sure, of course, that you're keeping your go-to guy sharp. So Tony Barnett has had 3 full days off. He last pitched on May 13th. Kunikella hasn't pitched since the 13th as well, right? So you got some of your big arms that you need and you'd like to keep sharp. So we will see here, but hopefully Austin gets in there. It would be nice to see him get his debut under his belt.
Cameron Rupp, who is 0 for 2.
Only Claudio and Matt Bush threw yesterday, right? They threw an inning apiece, and then, of course, there was the off day on Monday. So everybody else there has had at least 2 days off. Jeffress, Dyson, a couple of days off. Alvarez, a couple of days off. But I will tell you this. I mean, for me as a reliever, I hated more than 2. 2, I started to get a little bit antsy. Now, if you're taking on a big load, it's a little bit different. See Jose Leclerc there on the left on the DL. That's some news there, by the way, for people that are wondering, because he is eligible to come off the DL tomorrow, but he will not be activated. He hasn't thrown off the mound, still dealing with that finger. So it may be a little while. 2 lefties hanging out, of course. Talk about the bullpen being a team within the team. Then you got your lefty group. It's a team within that team.
They look like a couple of brothers in the back of the car on a long family trip, poking and
getting ready to drive mom crazy.
Yep.
Don't make me pull this car over.
2-2. Strike 3 called, and Rupp down looking. That ends the 7th inning. Phillies will get on the board. 2-run shot by Michael Saunders. Jared Hoying, all he needs is a triple for the cycle. He'll lead off when we come back.
Jared Hoying back in the big leagues in just his 2nd game this year. We'll see a second inning base hit for him, and then it was the 3rd inning with the big double. But the big blow for him and the memory that he will have for the rest of his life. First big league home run in the 5th inning, couple of RBIs as well, and a wonderful moment for Jared Hoying. And now to top it off, an outside chance at the cycle. It'll take a triple to get it done. This is a decent ballpark for it, especially for a lefty. You hit the ball, you just keep running. Just keep running, no matter what. Ground ball to short, just keep running to 3rd. Whatever you got to do, make it happen.
We're talking about a guy who had 101 career minor league homers coming into this year.
How many triples?
Well, he had 41 minor league triples.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Absolutely. Does have very good speed.
Run. Just keep
Shoots
running.
this one to center. It's a base hit. But he's going to have to stop with the single.
All right, 4 hits it is. Take it one way or another. And I tell you what, we're joking around. What a wonderful night for Jared Hoying. But Jeff Bannister has to be tickled, right? He is in there right now because Carlos Gomez has had to go on the DL and gets 2 back-to-back starts in center field, and he's done a nice job. And that's a good pitch down and away, and just drilling it right back up the middle. It's been a really nice night for Jared Hoying and filling in for Carlos. You just never know, right? You got to throw somebody out there. It's rare. More often than not, you think about, okay, well, your starting center fielder goes down. Is it your 4th outfielder that's on the bench that's actually going to get those at bats, as opposed to what's happening here, which is pulling a guy up from AAA and throwing him in that center field position right away to now be the guy and get a great opportunity. And 2 nights in, he has really taken advantage of it.
Garcia out for a 3rd inning of work and runs one inside onto Shields. It's 1-1. Delino batting 9th. He's 3 for 3. Couple of bunt singles. And then a base hit to center field in the 5th. So the 4 hits by Hoying.
How about a base hit here from Delino? Just call it 8 hits from the bottom of the order would be fantastic. His bunts were really good today. Well, they weren't the push buttons, right? They weren't the push bunts, you know, where you're trying to push that ball or drag or even hard down to third. But he actually, I'll assume it was intentional, where he is deadening that ball a little bit more, making the pitchers work to get to those and really using his speed.
Chopper at 3rd base. Charging it. Franco, and his throw to first isn't in time.
Wow.
He thought for a moment, and that cost him.
How many times have you heard me say that all infielders, pitchers, everybody that's involved in these plays has an internal clock, and you have an idea based on the runners how much time you have, and for some reason Franco thought that there would be a chance to get Hoying at second. He had no chance. You're not going to make that throw, and you can't even think about hesitating when you have Delino to Shields. That decision has to be made before you feel the ball. Look at Delino just getting there and beating it out, and it goes down as a hit. 4 for him, 4 for Hoying. 8 hits from the 8 and 9 hole spots. How about it?
Rangers had 1 4-hit performance this year, and that was the cycle by Carlos Gomez against the Angels.
2nd of his career, right?
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah.
We joke because Carlos let us know as soon as he hit that homer, he put up the number 2 with his fingers. Having some good fun with him.
And so now tonight, 2 4-hit games. Amazing. 2-0 the count.
Now I can't remember, what's his third? Did his third hit get to the outfield? So he had 2 bunt hits.
Yeah, the 3rd one went into center field.
All right, so it's 3 infield hits.
Yeah, his speed is certainly been a big part of this game tonight. Chu bouncer down to first, and that could be 2. They'll get the 1 out at second, and they do double up Chu. So a 3-6-3. Hoying at 3rd with 2 outs for Elvis Andrus. Time for us, though, to take a Chevy game break. Once again, here's John Radigan.
The shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
All right, yeah, thanks, John. 9-2 here. Hoying is at 3rd. And Andrus takes low. Hey, Delino to Shields, that's his 2nd 4-hit game in his career. He did it back in July of 2015 in Denver against the Rockies. First 4-hit game for Hoying. What a night. Rangers trying to extend a 7-game winning streak as well. Has been fouled off. Should the Rangers finish this one off tonight and go to 8 straight, that will be the longest winning streak in the major leagues this year, tied with the Yankees, who did it a little bit earlier. It will also get the Rangers above 500 for the first time this year. Make them 21-20. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hat tip to this guy, Luis Garcia, who's trying to get through his 3rd inning in relief. 3-1 though to Andrews.
I think you look at the season, and if you were to break it up into quarters, right? We know this is the 40th game for the Rangers. Okay, well, right at 500 for one of those quarters, that's sustainable. If you're going to be over 500 a couple of different times for these next 3. I mean, it's one way to look at it, because I know Ranger fans were a little disappointed about how the season started. Not all is bad here. They've recovered very nicely.
High pop up into short left field. Altair takes care of it. Inning over. A couple of hits, but the Rangers leave a man at 3rd. We'll go to the 8th inning tonight. Rangers up by 7. Brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by AT&T Internet. Visit AT&T.com/keepcalm to learn more. 7 innings done. And now to the 8th we go. What a night. Andrew Kashner threw very well. Got a lot of run support. And turns it over to his bullpen in this 8th inning. Tony Barnett.
You see some numbers here for Tony Barnett and what he has done so far this season. Tony, of course, we talk about this a lot. A lot of cutters for him. 53%. That pitch will sit around 89 miles an hour. That's his go-to. It's been a very good one. Fastball will be second. At about 33%. He sits 92 to 94 miles an hour. He has been pitching much better as of late. With relievers so often, all it takes is a bad game here or there. We let up a couple of runs, and all of a sudden your ERA gets a little bit blown out of proportion. I think that's the case here with Tony, who has been good. He had a couple. He had a 3-run game and a 2-run game. And those will get you a little bit. It's 5 runs in just an inning and 2/3. But lately, he's throwing the ball pretty well.
Blanco takes ball 1. Blanco getting his first at bat of the day. Came in to play shortstop for Galvis. The Phillies also have a pinch hitter waiting on deck, so they might start to get some guys in this game. And this one off the handle, flaring out there toward left field, and the Shields to his left hauls it in. 1 away. So Tony Barnett in the game, and for a little bit more on Tony, let's check in again with Emily Jones.
Yeah, and it's probably a good thing Tony is getting into this game. He's kind of the guys were talking about the bullpen, how it's kind of a team within a team. Well, he's in charge of keeping things light, keeping everyone engaged, the energy level up, and is known to consume a significant number of energy drinks. And so apparently, if he isn't allowed to release that energy, it ends up being a very bad thing for the bullpen as a whole. So good news here for Tony and the rest of the bullpen tonight.
He sounds lefty. That's like a lefty thing to do, right? Like you're driving your teammates crazy, high energy. Now it's interesting because that's usually the younger guy. And Tony's what, 32 years old, right? If I'm not mistaken. So think about maybe the older guy still having some energy. But yeah, you know what it's like. 33, excuse me. You have a guy with a ton of energy. You've been around a guy who had an energy drink or two and driving you nuts. And yeah, it's good for a little while. But then like, yeah, maybe it's the other way around, right? The relievers call down to Banny and say, hey, let's get Barney in the game. He's driving us nuts with all this energy. That's a good thing. They always have those guys, and they're good to have because it can get a little flat down there, especially games that aren't close. Maybe the energy might be a little bit low. It is good to have guys that keep you on your toes, keep you loose, keep you having fun. It's a long season down there in the bullpen.
There's Ty Kelly pinch hitting for Hernandez. And bounces one down to first, just foul. 2-2 the count on Kelly. Austin Bibbins-Dirks. Perhaps that opportunity awaits in the ninth. Well, the Phillies had a lot of base runners early, a lot of traffic out there, but didn't convert to any runs until the seventh inning. Seventh inning was the first time they got a runner as far as second base. And now swing and a miss by Kelly, and there are two away. Well, we invite you to head on out to the ballpark Sunday, June 4th. Rangers and the Astros. First 7,500 kids 13 and under will take home an Adrian Beltre replica Gold Glove, courtesy of Powerade Zero. Don't forget to wear your Rangers red out the ballpark. Tickets available TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS.
I got some questions. I got some questions.
Okay.
It was a left-handed glove.
What was it?
It was. I mean, I'm on board, as you well know, but I have some questions.
Can we see that again? Let's see.
Do you have the option?
Uh-oh.
Now,
that's, I'm sure, just an image used.
You may have a hard time giving away 7,500 left-handed gloves. I bet you they're all right-handed. I got to believe, right? Otherwise, I'm going to take home 7,500 gloves.
1-1. The count to Herrera. How far away is June 4th?
Yeah. Reorder those.
Wow.
Love it. Left-handed Gold Glove third baseman would be nice, right? You don't see the left-handed third baseman too often. Don Mattingly did it a little bit.
That would be something. Boy, you very observant tonight. There's a little bouncer by the mound. Odor on top of it and slings it quickly over the first to get Herrera and in the inning. Oh boy, we'll have to dig more into that mystery in a moment. Nice job by Barnett.
tonight, and they lead the Phillies here in the bottom of the 8th inning by a score of 9-2. And the Rangers face the Astros on Saturday, June 3rd. The first 10,000 fans to the ballpark will take home a Cole Hamels superhero bobblehead, courtesy of Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches. Don't forget to wear your Rangers red to red out the ballpark. Get your tickets today at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. And Cole Hamels is left-handed in that bobblehead, so that's the good news. Here's what I've concluded.
Oh,
strictly guessing. They got about 500 lefties, 7,000 righty gloves. It's about the ratio. Strictly a guess.
Okay. Just fit better in that.
Yeah, look better in the picture. Of course,
piece.
everything left-handed always looks better. We know this. It's not a mystery.
3, 4, and 5 doing this 8th inning. Rangers leading by 7. That one right in there for a strike. Hector Neris making his 19th appearance.
Pretty much fastball split. You don't see this combination solely, right? You don't see as many split fingers fastballs as we used to see, but for Neris it is pretty much 50% fastballs, 50% split fingers. That fastball will be around 94 miles an hour. See it right there at 94 miles an hour. And the split right around 86.
He is the 3rd pitcher of the night for Philadelphia. Zach Eflin went 4. Luis Garcia 3 really good innings out of that bullpen. And now giving way to Neris. And this ball hit down on the ground and stopped by Joseph, who races over to get Mazzara for out number 1. Not an easy play. Hey, if it's your turn to plan the next family reunion, friend outing, maybe an office getaway, then CJ offers you this tip. Bring them to a Rangers game. Save big on tickets when you bring 20 or more people, and you can be the hero who saved big and brought everyone to see the Rangers play. So check it out. Go to TexasRangers.com/groups and get your group together. Like that group.
Got to go matching T-shirts with your group. That's a great way to do it.
It's a real fun night out at the ballpark. Bottom of the 8th inning here. And Lucroy takes one high. Jonathan with a double and a sac fly tonight. This 3-game series with Philadelphia, and in fact this homestand, wraps up tomorrow afternoon. Almost feels like we just got home. It's a long road trip as again Evans Dirks getting ready. It would appear that he will throw the 9th. Lucroy hit on the elbow and he'll head to first.
Certainly nothing doing there, nothing intentional. Just one of those. I think it was a fastball. Was it a split? That's a pretty good run on it. Wow. Stings a little bit. 94 miles an hour.
So base runner in this 8th. And Odor, who has driven in a run tonight with a base hit, rips this ball down the right field line, and it is just foul. Wow.
I was just going to say, too, Neris is home run prone. That's been one issue for him. He has allowed 4 on the year. He is not a ground ball pitcher, just a 31% ground ball rate. That is well below league average, which is right around 44%. So when it's 2 pitches, fastball split, you can see why, as a fly ball guy, he would run into some issues with the 4 home runs allowed this year.
Stays away from Odor with that one. 1-1 to count. 9 runs A season high 17 hits tonight for the Rangers. They've left 8 men on base. Right in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Now Reese gets Odor to lift this one out there to left center field. Hanging up in the air for a while. Over from left field, Arter, and he'll make the catch. 2 away. Hey, Saturday on Fox from coast to coast. It's an evening of Major League Baseball as the Rangers take on Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers. Saturday, 6 p.m. Central on Fox. Who are you working with on that one, CJ?
That'll be Justin Kutcher.
Okay.
Fun one to do. I think it's on Big Fox, I believe, not FS1. So they kind of split those up. They usually have about 3 games when they do that baseball night in America. So the Rangers will certainly be on here. Texas, they'll be on in Detroit, maybe a couple other markets as well.
So game of the world.
Not really. We'll have probably one of the smaller coverages.
What?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the schedule. I'm sure there's a bigger matchup that Joe Buck and John Smoltz are probably doing.
Maybe you can talk to somebody about that.
Yeah, I mean, what the deal is here, but I'll find out for you.
Now the Rangers, the hottest team in baseball, having won 7 in a row, leading tonight 9-2. Lucroy is at first for Napoli, and he's worked himself ahead here, 2-1.
You know what? We might actually have an outside chance of getting some decent coverage. The Angels will be playing the Mets. The Giants will be playing the Cardinals. Joe Buck with Alex Rodriguez. Angels Mets. That's probably getting more play than I'll be getting. You always look to see who's actually calling the game. That'll tell you which has the bigger percentage of the country. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Joe Buck and Alex Rodriguez are more recognizable names than Justin Kutcher and C.J. Nitkowski.
In some circles, I suppose that is the case. Big swing and a miss, and it's a full count now on Napoli.
Well, you can tell how Neris feels about that splitter, throwing it 3-1 with confidence. This kind of game, certainly not wanting to walk Mike Napoli, who is the only Ranger right now without a hit, although he does have sac fly RBI and a walk tonight.
Runner goes, and the 3-2 pitch. That one's fought off foul. So Lucroy will return. Lucroy on after being hit by the pitch in his left elbow. Andrew Kashner had the start tonight for the Rangers. Pitched real well. 7 strong. Now time asked for. Long set that time by Neris.
I wonder there if, he's through the 3-1 split. And a lot of times you say, well, if you're going to throw it 3-1, go ahead and throw it 3-2. But does have the good fastball. I got to believe for Mike Napoli, this kind of score, this kind of situation, you just sit on the fastball. You don't want to miss it.
Payoff pitch, and it is fouled again. Never been a lot of mystery in this one tonight. Rangers have had command of it from the get-go. And now a walk to Napoli puts a couple of men on and extends this bottom of the 8th inning. And the skipper, Pete McCannon, coming out now. Wow. Usually that's because you're going to take the baseball. Sometimes because you're going to deliver a message. But this time he wants the ball. That's it. McCannon to the pen one more time in this 8th inning. Couple men on for the Rangers. They lead by 7. Back in a moment.
leading the Phillies by a score of 9-2. And Rangers fans, download the Fox Sports Go app and take Rangers baseball with you wherever you go. If you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the Fox Sports Go app, presented by Hyundai. Pete Mackanin decides to go with a pitching change here, somewhat surprisingly, I think. Maurice is done. I don't know if that might be a little bit more about the pitch count, potentially making sure he has him available. It is a day game tomorrow, so that's something you keep in mind. You see the numbers here for Ramos, getting ready to pitch in his 18th game of the year. Dare to take a crack at the first name?
Eduardo Ramos.
I knew you knew it, and I knew I was going to botch it.
First pitch swinging, and this one popped up near second base and squeezed to end the inning, so he's pretty efficient. And now the highlight of the show tonight, Austin Bibbins Dirks to make his big league debut at 32 years old, coming on in the ninth inning with the Rangers up by 7. Premium is back in better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, you get a free subscription to At Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Go to MLB.tv for details. Austin Bibbins Dirks, 32 years old, called up from AAA Round Rock when we were in Seattle. Went with us to San Diego, did not get in a game, came here to this homestand, and has not pitched in the first 6 so far. Now tonight, his big league debut, 32 years old, well-traveled, independent league ball, just did not take the uniform off, and rewarded tonight. And some nerves on the sidelines too. His wife Leah, and I talked to her the other night at our triple play event, and the nerves is great for her, if not more so from the sounds of it, on a day-by-day basis.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, everyone needs some deep breaths here, but it is so much more difficult for the wives and the girlfriends and for the parents, because you can control nothing. And she knows all about the journey, all the ups, all the downs, continuing to grind, believing in the dream.
Oh, look out. We got Altair, and we'll put him on.
When you're going through your career, you don't realize it nearly as much. And this is a fastball that just got away from Austin as a 2-seamer. See that low arm angle of the ball. Kind of runs, continues to run into Altair. They might have caught him in maybe his back elbow. But you don't realize that as a player when you're going through. You know, you're kind of focused on your career. You know, you got great support from all the people that are around you. But that anxiety level for them, again, it is out of their hands. All they can do is sit and watch and hope for the best.
Shift off the plate now to Tommy Joseph. Well, has 2 hits and 3 tries tonight. It's a 7-run Rangers lead in the 9th. There's a strike. Cosma coming into play shortstop in this 9th inning. Austin Bibens-Dirks, 318 appearances in the minor leagues. This is first in the big leagues. And that one fouled for strike 2.
And one of the cool things that the Baseball Reference website does is they keep track of the total amount of big leaguers, players that have reached a big league level. I don't know if anybody else made their debut tonight, but you get a number essentially. Coming into tonight, there was 18,981 men that have worn a big league uniform. He may be 892, or excuse me, 982, depending on who else may have potentially made their debut tonight. There's a big exhale.
His first career strikeout. Austin Bibens-Dirks.
I'd say right now who feels more relieved, and it's not Austin. Right, he hit that first batter and throws that nice sidearm slider, gets a good job on the swing and miss, and it is a whew, that's awesome. Great moment.
So 1 down now, and Michael Saunders, who's had a pretty good night, had the home run in the 7th inning. Dirks getting over 90 miles per hour with that fastball. The best, you know, there's so many things about his journey, Austin Bibens-Dirks, to this point as a 32-year-old rookie. A pop up near home plate, 2 away. My favorite, talking to him the other day, was when he was 7 years old, he knew that he was going to be a big league ball player. And like a lot of us did. Some of us made it, some of us did not, but he did, and he started practicing his autograph. And he took a baseball and he autographed it, he says, like 40 some odd times on one ball. His name over and over again on that baseball. And he says his grandma still has that ball.
Oh, that's awesome.
A dream come true tonight for him. And no doubt for grandma as well. This pitch hit hard out towards center field. Coming in on a slide is Hoying, but he can't get it cleanly into third base, and rounding toward the plate is Altair, and he will score. An RBI single by Franco, and it's a 9-3 game.
Well, this ball was not hit hard at all. Good slider away, and Franco catches it off the end of the bat, and Hoying gave his best effort, slid for that baseball, and with 2 outs, Altair can just kind of run as he pleases until he gets a great jump. He doesn't have to sit back and wait. Kind of shocking that he was able to score from first base, but just some bad luck there for Bibens-Dirks.
Well, 2 away now. And Daniel Nava. Nava today 2 for 3. And at first, that one's in there. It's 1-1. Twelve years in the minor leagues. And now his 1-1 pitch. That one blocked nicely by Lucroy. 2-1 to count.
What's cool about that number too, when I mentioned how many guys have been in the big leagues, we'll get to 19,000 even, so someone will get that number. Kind of neat to get a round number.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of guys that actually have number 1 though, because of all the guys that made their debut that first big league game back in 78 or 77.
2-2 on Nava. Now Dirks had the strikeout of Joseph, first in his big league career. And the fans here in full throat. I would love to see him get number 2. So would she. And will line to first and caught by Napoli, and this one is over. And the Rangers, with an 8-game winning streak, longest in the big leagues this year. Austin Bivens-Dirks with his big league debut finishes it off. 9-3 our final score. That's a good day.
Well, great moments here tonight at the ballpark for a couple of different reasons. Jared Hoying, I think, still smiling since he hit that home run back in the 5th inning. Austin Bivens-Dirks as well making his debut. Some memorable moments for those 2 young men, but big picture, of course, for the Rangers. 8 in a row, playing some great baseball, up over 500 for the first time this season. Let's take a look at that night that I was talking about for Jared Hoying. And it goes back to the 2nd inning where he had that leadoff base hit that got things started. He eventually scored. Then in the 3rd, this double down the right field line. But the big moment for him came in the 5th, a 2-run home run, the first of his career. He had one more base hit as well. Look at that smile. He's so happy with that big moment. He also added a base hit in the 7th inning, a 4-hit night, a triple short of the cycle, but I believe Jared Hoying will take it.
Yeah, he no doubt will. 9-3, Rangers take care of the Phillies. Winning streak now to 8 games, and Jared Hoying is standing by with Emily Jones.
Jared, when you got back up here this time around, you said you just wanted to have fun, contribute. It didn't take you long to do that tonight, huh?
I'm just, first of all, we won. Great game by everybody. Cashner had a great start, and, it's nice to contribute a little bit. So it was a fun night.
I've seen a lot of smiles come around third base and toward home. Yours might have been the biggest I've ever seen. What were those emotions going through after your first Major League home run?
I mean, I've been waiting a long time for that one. I couldn't hold the smile in. I never can. Just a pretty happy moment. Pretty unbelievable. I'll never forget that one.
I know that there were a lot of factors that went into you coming back, staying in the States, and playing a minor league deal with the Rangers. Let's get this out of the way first. You had some opportunities to go elsewhere, do other things, but you felt like this was the right fit for you and your family. To have nights like this, does it make you feel like you made that right decision?
Unbelievable. It kind of brings a little tear to my eye. I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason. And, come back to Texas, on a minor league deal. But, things work out, and I'm glad to be back here.
Not to mention the fact that this team has won 8 games in a row. What's it like to be a part of this, not only in the field, but in the clubhouse?
A lot of big smiles in the clubhouse. A lot of fun right now.
Perhaps none bigger than yours. Congratulations, Jared Hoying. We appreciate it. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, awesome. What a night. And by the way, let's not forget, first win for Andrew Cashner in his native state of Texas. How do we forget that? A night of a lot of firsts. None bigger than that one for Austin Bivens-Dirks. John Radigan, Tom Reed, Mark McLemore. They're back with more. We will be too. What a night for Jared Hoying. For CJ Nitkowski, Emily Jones, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Raymond, telling you, stay with us. Still so much more to talk about tonight. We'll be back after this.